Welcome back to Out of the Rough. I'm with my good friend Dick Jeffries. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Fred. How are you?
Dick is with backtothewarzone.org, and I know you're very involved in the Santa Clarita Valley and so many issues having to do with veterans. You're a true patriot, and you're a true friend, all veterans out there.
Thank you very much, Fred.
Yeah, thank you. Let's talk about Back to the War Zone. What was your inspiration, or how did you fall into it? And I know you're a Vietnam vet yourself.
Yes, I am. I was with the United States Marine Corps in Vietnam, and I was a combat squad leader and a sniper. And I saw over there what men go through, like all of us who were there, whether they were the Army, the Marine Corps, whoever. And I saw how they came back. The problem, in some cases, wasn't them coming home with the images that were born of combat. The problem, oftentimes, was the way they came home, what they came home to, the most negative homecoming in the history of our military. And we often thought, why us?
Right.
And some of the men, you've heard the horror stories, they were called names and spat on, and they were really put outside of society, and they suffered for years and years, and nobody wanted to take care of them, really.
Yeah, you think about some of the times when you were growing up, I was growing up, and some of the things that bothered me as an adult pale in comparison to what these young men go through and women go through when they come back to the war zone. So the mission of Back to the War Zone is what?
What we do is we help them find themselves. We help them replace the negative images born of combat and replace that with images of people who no longer are just like them. There's no fear over there, and it's a metamorphosis that takes place. They find that the images that made them have nightmares for 40 years are suddenly immediately replaced, and a lot of those nightmares stop immediately. And don't ask me the inner how it exactly works, I just know it works. From watching men who paid their own way back, took family members back, and we suddenly found that we have a way to treat PTSD without drugs.
Oh, and you call that PTSD?
PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. And you can call it combat shock or whatever. There's tons of things that have been called over the year. You can't go to war and come back the same. What we're trying to do is say, we understand that. I'm one of you. And we sit and talk with them, find out where their problems are. In many cases, a simple trip back. They'll be able to look in the eyes of people. In fact, we've even had where we go back and there are people there that we fought against that same day. And it's kind of an amazing thing. You think in your head how you'd react to that. But when they come to you kind of hat in hand and they're being nice to you, and you see, when the communists aren't near them, they come to you and they have an appreciation for you, and we have an appreciation for them.
Wow, wow. So the process is going back, and I know you've taken a group back to Vietnam, correct?
Right.
And tell us about that process. So you take them back, they see a lot of the images that that is haunting them over the years.
Right.
Because it's no longer a combat zone.
Well, it isn't. And what happens is when you first leave Vietnam, you don't want to think about it. And then over the years, you start to try to remember, and it's fogged by the fog of war. It's hidden. What we do is we pull them out of that fog of war, bring them full circle from a normal society friendly guy to somebody who's got the problems that are haunting him, and we try to get those problems to go away so we can bring them back again. So it's full circle. Yeah,
very important stuff that we look at, because we're going to be dealing with this for years to come. The war,
especially with the warriors that are coming home from Iraq and Afghanistan. Desert Storm also taught us the same thing. You cannot ignore these things, and a lot of times they just want to man up. I was in the Marine Corps. We invented man up. So
man up being look.
Yeah, I might be hurt. I might have a problem. I might be a little scared at the moment, but I can get over it. Well, what happens is over the next 20, 30, 40 years, you find out that you never did really get over it.
Yeah,
like a nagging headache.
And it's haunted you for all those years.
Right.
And you've been so great about helping veterans. I've worked with you closely on so many veteran issues. We brought this segment to you, we call it almost the inspiration segment, because you inspire me to continue to strive better in business and be a better person because of all that you've gone through, because you're trying to help others have a better tomorrow, which comes to donating. Bottom line is your organization needs funds.
Right, both of the organizations I'm part of. I'm the chairman of Back to the War Zone, of course, but then I'm vice chairman along with R.J. Kelly, and we take care of housing for veterans. We also work on job placement for veterans. And another organization I'm with is Homes for Heroes,
yes,
which is part of Habitat for Humanity.
Great
another
organization.
Great organization.
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
Good stuff. And that's Veterans Advocacy Network and, of course, backtothewarzone.org. Those that are listening and want to reach out to you, and maybe just reach out to you to have a cup of coffee because they had that same experiences.
Anytime.
How can they reach you?
You can reach me on 661-373-4770.
One more time.
At 661-373-4770.
Perfect. Thank you for all you've done in the community. I love the person you are, and I love everything you've done. Thank you.
Yeah, you're a good man, too.
You.
Thank you very much, Fred.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this show of Out of the Rough. If you'd like to watch this online, go to scvtv.com or fredarnold.com. If you'd like to shoot me an email and ask us some questions or be on the air yourself, email me, fred@fredarnold.com. Until the next time we speak, I hope this information helps get you out of the rough. Thank you.